Good afternoon folks, it's Les from orchidspecies.co.uk. Today we're going to be mounting some Aerangis onto cork bark, and in this case it's Aerangis punctata, which is also known as the dotted root Aerangis from Madagascar. This is what a flower looks like. It's a miniature plant, and this is around about the typical size. If you can see that, they are very small, but they've got quite large flowers. Now these are the little plants that I've already prepared as per the previous video, which is on YouTube, entitled Deflasking Orchid Seedlings. So we've already deflasked those. They've had the wash, they've rinsed off all the agar, and they've had the soak in antifungals and whatnot. And today we're going to be mounting them onto some small pieces of natural cork bark like this. You don't need a massive piece because it's not going to grow massive. So what I've actually done here in this case already is I've drilled a hole through, and we're going to be using some galvanized wire. In this case it's 2.5mm wire, which may be a little bit overkill for this job, so you could get away with 1.5mm. So I've just pushed it through the hole and now I'm twisting it, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. See it curling, and then I'll trim off that excess like that, bend that down and shorten it, so we end up with a piece of wood like that. Dead easy. You don't need to drill it. If you put a point on the end of the wire, see if I can get that in shot, like that, you should be able to shove it through. Anyway, I'll do another one of these just to show you. Through the hole, push it over, bring that one up to it, grab it with your pliers and twist. There you go, trim that excess, and that's your other one. So, to begin, you pick out a suitable seedling. These are the seedlings. Lovely little things. And what I'm going to be doing, see if I can position this so you can see, I'm looking at the roots underneath and I'm trying to spread them out in a reasonably balanced fashion. And you'll notice that I've got the plant pointing downwards, and that's because we want water to run off this thing as soon as it lands on it, so as not to hold too much spare. You'll also note that I'm not using any moss underneath of any description, no packaging materials, and that's because we don't want to hold too much moisture around the roots of this plant, otherwise it's going to rot. So we grab the end of the raffia. This is about, I don't know, 5 inches long. Grab it there and position it over the roots like that. Hold it with your finger and then wrap round. Try to flatten these roots if you can, and then underneath the other side of the plant, same thing again, and then we'll fasten it at the back. And it's as simple as that. Trim off the excess, and apply the plant name, which I've already punched a hole in. And there we have it. Put that behind the raffia so it don't get in the way. And there you go. Dead easy. I'll do you another one just to show you. So we've got, this time it's a bit smaller, this piece of wood. We'll grab another plant. Now these are quite big seedlings, but it's not it's not out of the way if you use some smaller seedlings, because they will grow. They are quite robust as long as you don't keep them too wet. So we've positioned that roughly where we want it. Get this piece of string with a bit of a tail over the top. Two wraps around there and one underneath, if you can see that. And what you'll find is pretty quickly is that these will get rooted onto the wood within, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. They should be starting to grab hold of that wood. In the meantime, you want to keep these in quite a humid environment, so perhaps a little propagator with a clear lid on it, making sure that there's some vents in it, of course. And you'll need to spray this, or actually spray the roots, once a day. There we go. And keep the temperature wants to be around about 18 degrees or thereabouts. Stick that behind there. It's a bit fidgety. What that will do is it will hold the label flat against the back of the plant, so you can hang it up easy. There we go, just like that. And these are actually flowering sized plants, believe it or not. I'll show you a photo in a second of what the thing looks like. And you can use this exact same method for almost any plant, any of the orchids. What I would say is that things like Phalaenopsis and Cattleya will need to be, ideally you would need to pot those up first and leave them to grow in the pots for perhaps anything up to 6 months, and allow them to get established before you start to mount them. Because what you can find with some of the plants is that if you mount it too soon, the plant itself will desiccate, dry up before it's got no roots. And the roots that were in the agar, which in actual fact is all of these, on any other kind of plant, or many of the plants, are not quite strong enough to be able to withstand this kind of treatment. These are, so that's a good thing for these, but Cattleya, Phalaenopsis and such, you might have losses. So leave those potted up for around about 4 to 6 months, and then once you've seen new roots growing, that's the time that you can then start to mount them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. If there's anything else that you need to know about, just drop us an email and I'll see if I can do a video for you. And check out the other videos, there's quite a few on the YouTube website. And don't forget, you can buy these plants and all the various bits and pieces from orchidspecies.co.uk. Anyway, bye for now.